Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Rati and I am a legal technologist, consultant, and an entrepreneur. On this channel, we talk about everything non-traditional legal careers, right? Today, we're going to be talking about something that's very close to my heart because it nearly killed me, both emotionally and physically. But we're going to be talking about balancing different roles, right? How I balance being a compliance manager, an entrepreneur, a consultant, a business owner, and all that good stuff, right? Because like this thing can get very overwhelming. And when I talk about balancing multiple roles, this can like apply to different contexts. It can be balancing the fact that you're a mom, you're a lawyer, you're a friend, like all of it requires balance. This thing about life, hey, sometimes it's no balance, yeah. So today we're going to be talking about the professional side. I wear many hats, and I'm going to show you guys how I do it and possibly help you if you're thinking about being a person who has multiple hats as well, right? So let's get into the video. I hope you subscribed, because if you haven't, what are you doing? Subscribe and become part of the family, guys. We're legal boss babes here. We do everything and talk about everything non-traditional law and start an overall boss babe. So subscribe and let's get into the intro. Right. So we're going to talk about why this topic matters. Like, why is balance important? Why do you need it? And all that good stuff, right? Guys, this thing can be very overwhelming because life, we wear many hats, and I believe in multiple streams of income. So because I believe in that, it means I wear many hats. But it can get so overwhelming, and you need to have a system, tools, tricks, and tips in place for this to work. Otherwise, you will lose it. And 101 here, we never look like our problems, right? So I'm going to show you how I manage it and possibly help you kind of get into the management space, right? So my journey has been very unconventional. I started off as I wanted to become the next Jessica Pearson, well, the African Jessica Pearson, because I thought, whoa, I'm going to be a law firm partner. I'm going to do all this great stuff and shoot my way to the top in record time. Psych. I started off in a traditional law career. I did my university, I did my articles, and ended up in a law firm. Yeah, no, that didn't work, right? So I pivoted and went to African Bank, and I was an intern there, then turned into an employee, worked in financial and corporate advisory, and I was like, ooh, this is where I want to be. Yay. Then they were like, oh, maybe get admitted in any country in Africa and then come back because everyone else here is admitted. So I was like, ooh, okay, let me go do admission. That's how I ended up in Zim doing the bar exams, which meant I had to be back at a law firm again. And I tried every version of a law firm you can think of, right? Boutique, big law, global law, and everything. My last stint at a law firm was at a global law firm, and that's where I suffered burnout, and I was like, enough is enough. I didn't kill Jesus Christ. I need to move into something else, and that's how I pivoted into legal tech. Also, at the same time, that's when I started also doing entrepreneurship, because that's when I started my gourmet popsicle business. So, as you can see, I was doing a lot. I blame being a firstborn child and African girl child. We are overachievers by nature. I don't know why, but we feel like we have to do everything and everything great. So that's how I ended up here, and I wear these multiple hats. So I'm going to show you today how I manage it and hopefully teach you how to manage your things. Tip number 1, time blocking. So now, luckily for me, because I'm a consultant, I have different clients and they're different places, so I can time block very well. So it means my mornings is usually my compliance stuff and all the stuff that's related to that compliance work. So I do everything compliance related in the morning, and I have a hard stop for like 1 o'clock. So that means I get my lunch, and once I do that, I can leave everything there and switch my brain. So that also helps. Then in the afternoons, I'm doing everything entrepreneurship or legal tech space, but whichever one. But in the afternoons, I do something different again. So that allows me to have a different mindset and a different thought process when I do whatever I'm doing. It's not the same thing I was doing in the morning. So that allows me to do that. And then after hours, if I'm feeling funky, I usually do another hour or two after 5, just to kind of, wind down and do something. That's either legal tech or entrepreneurship, depending on which one I did before. I do the opposite. So that, but you get the gist, right? Time block. You can do this also in like hours, whatever works for you, right? I do mornings and afternoons because that's what works for me and my clients right now. But it varies depending on what's happening with my client book at that time or my schedule at that time. So time block so that you can contextualize your brain and your thought process, and it makes it easier to manage. Which leads into number 2, prioritize your tasks. It's always easier to time block when you prioritize your tasks and you know which ones are valuable for this time and what needs to be done ASAP and what can be done later. That way you don't drop the ball and you're always making sure your deliverables are on time. But prioritize and then you can time block even better. If that makes sense. Number 3, automate whatever is possible, right? So me being a legal technologist and a tech person, I automate everything that I don't need to be physically doing. So things like Clio, Calendly, and Notion help me automate a lot of my things so that I don't have to worry about it. So things like onboarding my clients, or if I need to invoice, or I need to schedule certain things, all of these tools have like AI capabilities so that they can track anything that needs to be done. And in the mornings, I just sit down for like about 30 minutes at the end of my day to kind of see what needs to be done and what can be done. And anything that can be automated then starts being automated at that point. And then I kind of start focusing on what needs to be physically done and that needs my attention at that moment. That also means I focus on the things that are high value and give me more like value back, added back, if that makes sense. So yeah, automate whatever needs to be automated because you don't need to be wasting your time doing mundane tasks that are just also very mind numbing. So there's also that. Tip number 4, and this one, I struggled with this one at some point. Boundaries. Now, boundaries are very important in the sense where you need to know when to stop. You need to know how to say no. Guys, no is a complete sentence. That one took me a while to learn. You're not supposed to be available to your clients 24/7. You need some you time. You need a break. So having very hard stops on your working hours, just because you're working doesn't mean you're available to your clients. Also, that's very important. So I work 9 to 5. I have a client who I only work with in the mornings. So I'm only available to them from 8 till 1. So I only interface with them between 8 and 1. I can still do some of their work after that time, but I don't engage with them so that they know that we only talk between 8 and 1. Anything out of that, I charge you for it. So because people know that and I'm very particular about it, they also then respect it. So please do that. Because also, guys, you need time to just decompress. So you have to be very strict with yourself as well that it's Saturday. I don't do anything before 2 p.m. Okay? So do that. Because otherwise you will burn out. And who do not want that? Because, fun fact, burnout takes 2 to 7 years to recover from. Ain't nobody got time for that. So boundaries, very important. And tip number 5, which I think is the most important part, self-care is not a luxury, it's a necessity. If you are not rested and not the best version of you, you cannot give your clients the best service they deserve. So you need to take a time out to rest your brain, or else your body will do it for you. And trust me, when your body does it for you, it's never pretty and you can't control it. So to save yourself that derailing, take time outs like during the day. Like my lunch is very important to me. I take it whether I'm in the office, whether I'm not. Between 1 and 2, I'm not available. I'm just doing stupidity and talking and just decompressing. And I finish work hard stop at 6 p.m. So after 6 p.m., I'm not doing anything work related. It's going to be fun things, things that motivate me, things that, captivate my brain. That's what I do after 6 p.m. So once you also get trained to that, your body also reacts to that. So self-care is very important because you need to rest your brain, you need to rest your body, because you will not be 100% you, which means you can't work. And you need to work, so you need to rest. Guys, also please be advised, this doesn't always work. Balance is necessary, but sometimes there will be days where hat number one will take over for that whole week. And that is fine. You need to also be kind to yourself. Remind yourself that balance is necessary, but if you don't get the balance correct today, it's fine. Try again tomorrow. Consistency is not 100% every day. It's you doing something every day, bit by bit. Tomorrow it might be 70%, today it might be 50%, but you did it. So learn to be kind to yourself and take your time. It's not something that happens overnight. You learn how to build these systems. It's a process, but once you're consistent about building that process, it will happen and it will kind of click in naturally. What works for you will not work for me. What works for me will not work for you. So you can take hints and tips from everyone, but at the end of the day, create a system that works for you and that benefits and is most efficient for you. I know I'm not a morning person, so I don't do very important things early in the morning because I'm going to be so annoyed because it's going to take me twice as long to do it just because my brain's not awake at the time. So I put all the important stuff after lunch because my brain would have gone through the day and it had time to defrost everything. Because I'm on autopilot for the first 2.5 hours of the day, guys. I'm not going to lie. Don't talk to me before my morning coffee. So because of that, I know I'm not a morning meetings person. So I do all my important meetings from 11 a.m. going forward. My optimum time is like between 11 a.m. and 5 p.m. 3 p.m. Yeah, because that's like peak me. Also, that's on average a lot of people. So because I've figured that out and I've taken the time to know that, it's easier to plan my schedule around that. I can also be very productive at night, but I do not want to be disturbed when I'm being productive. So being productive at night is very useful because then everyone's doing whatever they're doing. They might be socializing and having fun. I'll be working. I thrive at that time because then there's no noise, there's no white noise, whatever, so I can focus. So learn yourself as well because then you'll know when to time block, when to do all the important stuff, and what time slots work. And last but not least, guys, ask for help. I know that's weird. Coming from me, the words were even difficult for me to formulate, but ask for help. Make sure that you're getting assistance with this thing because work-life balance is very important and it's very key for you to live an optimal life. So if this video was helpful or if you have any more questions, comment below your questions. Feel free to message me on LinkedIn if you'd like. My LinkedIn is below. If you'd like me to do a video more on this stuff also, let me know. Share this with your friends, your family, or anyone you think might need this. And I will see you in the next video. And in the next video, we're going to be talking about 5 cute outfits that are on budget that you can wear for both the court and in the office for those people who are still transitioning from like court litigation type thing back to being in the office because as you all know, guys, those outfits look very different. So you need to look cute, but on a budget. So that's what we're going to be talking about next week. I'll see you soon. Bye.